Hello YouTube, it's Jacob Graham here for Sysadmin Syndicate, and we're back with the next episode of Tech News. It's been a while since I made a video, it's been a couple weeks, and it's been really hard to make any more recently because of more exams that my work has slammed me on. I did pass my 7411, so now I'm only one exam away from an MCSA in 2012 server infrastructure, which is awesome. But today we've got an exciting episode. I'm going to have a new guest on the show. He's a friend of mine. We're going to talk to you guys mostly about Windows 10. We're also going to talk about the different things that are coming out with Windows 10, what's been broken, different things like that. And we're also going to give you 5, again, interesting facts that I bet you didn't know. Let's take a look. Welcome back, guys. Today we have Jacob. Say hello, Jacob.
Hi there.
Today we're going to talk mostly about Windows 10 and the free upgrade. As you guys may know, Windows has come out with a big new philosophy change with the new CEO, Satya Nadella, from changing their view on Linux and open source. They used to, with Steve Ballmer, call it cancer, and now with the new CEO, they're embracing it and saying that it actually is one of the things that makes them the most amount of money is their Azure VMs. So they're taking a new route with things, and also because of the way that Windows 8 had received bad press. They've come out and put Windows 10 as a free upgrade to anybody who owns Windows 8, 8.1, or Windows 7. And we should see this upgrade coming out when, Jacob?
The upgrade should be out October, November, somewhere in late 2015.
Mm-hmm. So we've got that to look forward to, and that's going to be a big, big enhancement. If you guys haven't used Windows 8, it's huge, because if you've been playing games or trying to render video and your computer just wasn't good enough to stream, you're going to notice a big performance boost. Mainly because not just the fact that Windows is faster in Windows 8 Plus, but also because of the way that it renders video, and it uses less resources. So that's a big deal. Like a lot of my games, for instance, I would get about 10 to 15 more frames once I switched to Windows 8, and Windows 10 is going to be the same. So that's a big deal. Like, Jacob, how much better do your games run at Windows 8?
I would say I would get 10 to 15 more frames as well.
Yeah.
And I have some older hardware, so it's really kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're running what? DDR2, Core 2 Quad.
Core 2 Quad, and an older 600 series Nvidia card.
I'm still running a 5 series GTX 560. So that's not that old. I do want to get a new 960 soon. And that's another thing we'll be talking about is our look on the 970s, with the whole fiasco. So the tech preview is supposed to end April 18th. Some people say the 15th. So that's a big deal. Once that happens, I'm not sure if they're going to put out a new beta after that or what. It's kind of up in speculation because Windows 10 will still not be ready for quite some time. I actually just switched back to 8.1 so that I could properly upgrade when it's available. Cortana is not really working in the tech preview. A lot of people have videos of showing it working, but it hasn't worked in mine, and it hasn't worked in Jacob's. In mine, it didn't even have the icon for the microphone, and that could be because I live in Canada and Jacob lives in the States. Did you get any functionality out of Cortana?
Well, it was kind of like sketchy because you'd have to click Cortana a couple times, and it was kind of chance if you got it to work or to listen to you at all.
Yeah.
But when it did listen, all it did was search things, and it doesn't really do much for the end user. It just doesn't open programs or anything nice.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to, when it's fully functional, be a thing that you can totally have a conversation with, like Cortana on Xbox or on Halo rather. So I'm excited to see what happens with that. It's supposed to directly compete with Siri, and that's good. That's good stuff, right? Competition, no matter if it's better or worse, is always good. And I think we can both agree on that. I'm excited to see that. Another big thing that's going to be coming out in Windows 10 is virtual desktops. And this is the idea, guys, if you haven't seen virtual desktops, where you click on a tile and then you go to a totally different new desktop. So all your apps are not open on that desktop and you get a fresh one. And it kind of gives you the ability to have a multi-monitor experience without actually having a multi-monitor. Not that necessarily I would want that. As you guys can see, I definitely roll with dual monitors. I have to have at least 2 or 3 monitors. At work, I use 3. Oh, big shot over here. I'm just kidding. But, really, like, it is a bigger deal to a lot of people who do have single monitors, though, because I think it's going to provide that kind of experience to them. They're going to be able to do more and be more productive with their desktops. It's amazing how many people don't even know how to use the basic features of Window Manager in Windows. Like a lot of my clients, they don't understand that they always say, "Should I close this?" That's how they think they get to the next app. They close that app. And I say, no, you just have to bring up that app, or click on that app, and it'll make the main focus on the screen. So there's lots of little things like that that people don't understand. And so I don't know if virtual desktops on that same part is going to be any use because, people don't even understand how to use normal Windows. But for us power users, it's kind of a neat feature. Another thing that's coming out is holograms. And I don't have too much to say about that, but I know Jacob does.
The HoloLens will be able to you basically wear this device and you can interact with 3D models in real time area in your house.
Hmm.
And say you're installing something in your house and you need help. Your buddy can sit across the world on a tablet and draw what you need to replace, and it'll show you that through the HoloLens.
Hmm. Hmm. So you can teach people how to play guitar. No, I'm just kidding.
Play
Um,
guitar or just other cool things like you could have a virtual TV set up in your house. But I think stuff like that, like the virtual TV, you're gonna need like certain markers on your wall or something, so it stays intact on the Hololens and doesn't move around in your vision.
hmm. For now, at least, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what this evolves into. It reminds me of the Star Trek's holodeck. You go into a room and it can be anything. From the starship fighter or a nebula or a cloud or
Oh, baby, don't hurt me no more.
a harem and you know, or something really weird. And so I think that's kind of neat because that's something that us geeks and Trekkies and Star Wars fans have wanted for a while. Is a lot of the different things that we see in our video games or in our movies and stuff like that. I mean, there was a whole thing about how William Shatner changed the world. The whole first flip phone ever was called a StarTAC. I think it was the first flip phone, and it was called a StarTAC to make fun of Star Trek. So a lot of our tech has kind of been borrowed from there, but I think that's going to be a really big thing. Um, some other cool things I wanted to talk to you guys about was the whole fiasco with the GTX 970. AMD had put out kind of a in-your-face video about making fun of, that whole fixer thing, making fun of the 970, and I thought that was the most stupid video ever. I'm still a huge Nvidia fan, and I'm also a huge AMD fan when it comes to CPUs. I use an Intel 4790K right now, but I still like AMD CPUs. But for GPU, I'm a big Nvidia fan, but I still think that the 970 was a real flop. I mean, they say that a lot of the games, there's only one or two games that can play on the 970 and have problems, or that on the 970 have problems. But they're probably only talking about single monitors. I mean, if you have 5 or 6 monitors, that's going to use up to the 3.5 gigs of RAM. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I should probably back up a little bit. Actually, Jacob, did you want to explain it to them?
So the NVIDIA GTX 970, it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, but the most optimal setting is to use 3.5 gigabytes because anything higher than that, your games are going to slow down quite a bit,
The actual
and
frame
there's not
rates.
going to be
Yeah,
the frame rate. It's not going to be nice.
yeah. So that's going to be a big deal for a lot of people, right? Because this is a card that's supposed to be future proof, and it's definitely not, in my opinion, because the games are just starting to use a lot more memory. I was really surprised to see how much memory these games use these days. So these are things that people got to take into consideration before they go out and buy that. I'm probably going to get a 960 instead of a 970.
And the 970 was supposed to be like the bang for your buck video card of the year.
So, guys, the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the number 5 interesting facts. Number 1, when Twister came out in 1966, it was criticized as being, and I quote, sex in a box. And if you guys remember, I don't remember because I wasn't alive then. I was born in 1989. But if you guys do remember the song Let's Spend the Night Together, that song was banned on the radio station when it came out, which was a song by the Rolling Stones. And all it said was, let's spend the night together. I mean, that could mean anything. And that was banned. So it just kind of shows a twist, a change in the times. I can't believe that something was banned like that, or criticized like that because of because it Anyway, I just think it's stupid. Number two, otters sleep holding hands. I thought that was kind of cute. Number three, O.J. Simpson was originally cast to be Terminator. If you don't know who O.J. Simpson was, he was a football player who was on trial for convicted murder for murdering his wife, and it was a whole thing. And it later came out that he's quite the little thug. So it was kind of funny that when O.J. Simpson was originally cast to be Terminator, he was turned down because they thought he was too soft and too nice of a guy to be a killer. So number four, 20% of coffee mugs in the office contain fecal matter, which is poo, if you don't know what that means, which is a big shock to a lot of people. Number five is in the 1960s, the CIA used cats to spy on the Soviets, and they actually used their tails as antennas. And they also did ESP warfare, so they would use extrasensory perception and psychic abilities to find out where people were located. And I thought those were interesting 5 facts that I wanted to share with y'all. So I hope you guys like them. Let me know what you guys think. And like this video if you guys liked it. Dislike if you disliked it. Please rate and subscribe. And let me know what you guys thought. If you guys want to see more videos also about different topics, do let me know because I do really appreciate it. Next, I'm going to be doing a video about my hate mail. Okay? Have a good one.